Hello everybody and welcome to Singapore's Changi Airport. I am in Terminal 2 right now. I just got my bags. I explored the city during the morning and now it is time to head on Thai Airways to Bangkok. So I have to get my way over to Terminal 1 where I'll check in, check my bag, and I'm looking forward to this flight. It's only about a 2-hour hop over to Bangkok from here in Singapore. So I'm actually going to be flying in economy. No reason to go business on a route like that. And I'm also on an A320. Most flights between Singapore and Bangkok are on wide-body aircraft, but this is an exception in a narrow-body aircraft. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. My first flight within Asia, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you all there.
So honestly, my experience here on the ground in Singapore has been kind of a mess. When I went to go check in my bag, I was within 3 hours, the time where they should be serving passengers, but they weren't yet, and I was told to go down to the early check-in desk. And when I went to the early check-in desk, they said that they were closed for my flight and to go back to the regular check-in desk. So I walked around for about 20 minutes for no reason, and I ended up getting stuck in a line that took nearly an hour just to check in my bag, which was not great. Now, as far as how the airport looks, Singapore Airport wins awards all over the place. A lot of people have a lot of good things to say about this airport, but I don't know if I agree. There's some nice, pretty areas, but they're generally smoking areas, so that kind of takes away a lot of the charm. I know a lot of people also like the Jewel, which unfortunately I'm not going to have time to check that out since that's landside and I am airside, so just not in the cards. Maybe it's a nice airport for a long layover, but as far as just the experience of getting in and trying to get to your flight, it's kind of underwhelming, to tell you the truth. So I am here at the SATS Premier Lounge here at Changi's Terminal 1, and overall I think this lounge is pretty decent for a Priority Pass lounge. Not the best and not the worst that I've been in. The food options looked pretty good. There are showers that you can get if you want to pay for them, so unfortunately they're not free. And there was a decent, if not great, selection of drinks. I don't want to nitpick too hard, but yeah, it was overall fine. So I should probably get headed to my gate pretty soon, especially since here at Singapore, security is dealt with at the gate and not centrally like it is at most airports, which I've never actually experienced before. I was actually just unlucky to have to get that extra security as I was going through in the first place. Funny story about going to Bangkok and this flight is this is not the flight that I was originally supposed to be on. I was originally supposed to be going from Singapore to Hong Kong, and then I was going to be flying Ethiopian Airlines business class into Addis Ababa, and then across Africa, and then finally back to New York, JFK. So what happened originally is that the flight from Hong Kong to Addis Ababa was canceled. Didn't run on the day that I booked the flight for, but I was rebooked onto the flight from Bangkok. So I then changed my Singapore to Hong Kong to a Singapore to Bangkok. But then when I just was checking like a month or so after I made the booking, I found an option that I thought was going to be even more exciting and an even more unique experience for me to be able to head back to New York. And that's what we have coming up. Not in this video, but in the next couple videos, you'll see me get from Bangkok to New York, and I'm excited to show you how I'm doing it. It's an experience that I'm really grateful that I'm going to be able to have. So be sure to be subscribed and check out your subscription box to find that video at some point in the future. So we are now at the gate, and that was a quick but pretty intense process. My passport was checked 3 times. My boarding pass was also checked 3 times. But here is the A320 that we'll be riding on today, all the way to Bangkok. Looking at FlightAware, it looks like this flight pretty much always ends up delayed, so hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. I'm pretty tired, and I think I'm probably going to have a very early night in Bangkok tonight before I fly again tomorrow morning, so we'll see. The sooner I get in, the better.
There's nothing all that fancy to say about this seat. It's just a regular seat on a narrow-body plane, but I was pretty happy with the legroom that I had, and the seat was also pretty comfortable. Perfect for a flight of only a couple hours. I thought the views coming out of Singapore were very pretty, and I honestly think they were some of my favorite views I had on the trip. I'm not sure how well it represents itself on video, but trust me, this was really beautiful and a sight to behold.
Airborne now from Singapore, and so far so good. The seat is actually very comfortable. This is a 10-year-old plane. It feels older, but this seat is great. This cushion for your head is awesome. So I really am enjoying that. I have no idea what to expect for service on this flight. I know that when you're flying within Asia, that can vary quite a bit, route to route and airline to airline. I wouldn't be surprised to get nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a full meal service. So I guess time will tell.
So Thai did end up giving us a full-on lunch, and this was a very impressive meal. We had some bread, we had some cheesecake, which was great for dessert, a little salad up at the top that had some nice peppers, and then some chicken, rice, and vegetables. I thought that this was really filling. I thought it was a great lunch, especially compared to the United Economy lunches that I had early on in this trip. I think this was excellent and one of the biggest high spots of this flight.
I am very impressed by the service on Thai so far. These are awesome flight attendants, and that was a really good lunch. It was way better than what you would expect from an economy class meal, especially on what's only a 2-hour flight. Especially the rice was really on point, and the chicken was really good too. It was a Thai style chicken. When you compare that to what United had on the flight from Guam to Tokyo, which is about twice as long as this flight is, I don't even think it's close. This knocks it out of the water.
The flight was pretty standard aside from the meal. There wasn't any kind of in-flight entertainment, no Wi-Fi or anything like that to show you, so I'm just going to show you some of these views as we were landing into Thailand. These were really beautiful views, it was incredible, and I'm overall very happy with this flight. Before I knew it, I was on the ground and it was time to go through immigration and customs. Overall, this experience was full of a lot of walking, some of which you're seeing here, but the organization was much better than it was in Vietnam, and the wait lines were not nearly as long. So this was a very pleasant on-ground experience here landing in Bangkok. Hi everybody, and welcome to Bangkok. This was overall a pretty awesome flight by Thai today. I feel like for the value, it's actually pretty excellent because there's also a checked bag for free in economy. I purchased this flight with points that I transferred over from Chase to Air Canada, 10,000 points. But with cash, this is a $200 fare, which I don't even think that's all that bad for the meal and the free checked bags and everything like that. More and more, I'm realizing that it kind of is an outlier that in the US, checked bags are not free. Which is interesting. But anyways, tomorrow we have another really exciting flight as we're really going to be making progress and heading back to the US tomorrow. So I hope you're all going to stay tuned and be able to watch that. And I'll catch in with you then. See you later. Thanks for watching.